Hey everyone, welcome back to the 8th initiative, and my name is Dee. Welcome back to our space. And today I'm going to be doing something different. Um, I dabble in a little bit of tarot, and it's been a while since I've done a reading. And over the past couple of weeks, I've been called upon to do one, but I keep, I keep procrastinating, and I keep pushing it aside because I'm not really confident in, reading for the collective and post it up online. Of course, this can be a personal one where, I could record anyway and just keep it for myself. But if this goes out and you guys watch it, then great. Some of you may know what tarot is. Some of you may not, and that's okay. It's card reading, and I have a few cards with me. I brought some of my decks from KL. And if you guys watch tarot reading online, then most of the time they do love reading, right? And they go by your zodiac signs. Like I'm an Aquarius, so ideally if I want to tap into the Aquarian energy, then I can because it's under my sign. However, I don't want to be specific. I want to read for the collective energy because we are all connected anyway. It doesn't matter if you're an Aquarius, if you're a Pisces, if you're a Taurus, or a Scorpio, a Libra. We're all one at the end of the day, and our energies are all interconnected. And this is what I strive for. I strive to tap into the collective energy. And if any of my readings, because I'm absolutely sure that this will not be my first and only one, if my reading resonates with you guys, then great. If it doesn't, and that's okay. It just means that this reading is not for you, and that's okay. That's fine. So I'm gonna start off with my mystical healing reading cards. I've had this for about a year now. It's a beautiful, beautiful deck. It's got a booklet. Well, it's got a book. It's not a booklet. Yeah. Forgive the sound. So my place is in a shop lot. So the whole unit is mine for now. And so you'll hear grills being pulled down and shut, and shutters, not grills, shutters. Because shops are closing. Anyway, let's start. First of all, thank you so much for being here again. I want you to know that I appreciate your presence, and I appreciate you giving me the chance and opportunity to share my energy with you, if not entertain you. So thank you for being here. Let's do this. I've already saged. I've saged my area. I've saged my cards. And let's do this. Spirits, please give me a card for the collective energy. Give me a card for advice for the collective. Card of advice for the collective. The card I got is ground yourself. You can see the reflection of the ring light. Anyway, this is ground yourself. I feel like there's a lot of us out there who are very much in their heads right now. I feel like you're very much in your head. Your head is in the clouds basically. And you're trying to look at things from a very wide-angled perspective because when you're high up there, you get to see everything. Almost, because when you're so high up, everything else in front of you would seem really small. It could be the problems you have at work, your relationships, maybe you're going through financial difficulties, and your head is just going everywhere. While your head is everywhere, you're at the same time trying to give yourself to your surroundings. Give yourself to your boss, as in, making sure that you're a good employee. Give yourself to your parents, making sure that you're a good son and daughter, to your siblings, to your partner, to your husband or wife. And it's tough to be constantly giving when you feel like everything is just hanging on a thread and you're struggling to hang on. Despite going through all that, you've got a certain brightness in your heart. There's like this immense sense of freedom that you have on the inside that's just wanting to go out, like to come out. But you can't really let it go yet. You gotta keep it in for the time being. Because you don't think that you're able to give more than you already are. It's easy to get lost within yourself when you're constantly overextending your very being to those around you. And it's even worse when they don't appreciate you, Let me get a bit of tarot. These are oracles. These are like advice cards. So I'm gonna use my tarot to clarify this a little bit. What is this? So I'm using the I'm using the tarot of pagan cats. I love this deck. I'm a cat girl, and I don't have to be worried about nudity here because YouTube would censor nudity. So these deck of cards don't have any naked cats on it. So anyway. Spirit, what is this card trying to tell us? Queen of Wands. Huh. Interesting. Some some of you are dealing with someone or something that brought out some feelings of creativity, of passion. You know, it made you feel good about yourself. This person or this thing is very fiery. Constantly making you feel like you're being looked after, you're being looked out, but there's a Three of Swords here, and when a Three of Swords is involved, usually it's well, if it's a love reading, I kind of told myself I don't want to do a love reading, but maybe this is the direction that we're going into right now. But with the presence of the Three of Swords here, this person, this project, this thing that you were really into might have caused you pain, might have caused you or hurt you, actually, made you feel insecure, betrayed you somehow. You know, maybe you were gunning for that job, for that, you know, that job that you applied, and you were really, really hopeful that you would get it, but unfortunately, you know, you weren't selected. If any of you are experiencing that, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And if any of you if you're hurt by someone whom you thought was gonna provide you with this sense of security, this love and passion, but only to be met with heartache, I can see that you guys are gonna move forward despite this pain, because you're all very much in your head now, because yeah, you ground yourself, right? But look at her, like she's high up in the sky, her head's up in the sky, so you're thinking, constantly wondering. Some of you are probably even berating yourself. Why am I not good enough? Am I not good enough? You know, this kind of it's a very cerebral kind of reaction, I'd say. But allow yourself to feel those things, not just think. So when you're constantly in your mind, you're not able to process the emotions, and you need to process your emotions. It's what makes us human, you know. We're not robots. We're not, excuse me, we're not meant to go through life just trying to make sure that things make sense. You know, many things happen in life and they don't make sense, but they happen anyway. And what are you gonna do? You gotta just pick yourself up and move on, right? I mean, what else can you do? You gotta honor yourself. You gotta put yourself up on a pedestal. Nobody's gonna. I mean, yes, of course, in an ideal world, right? Ideal world, it'll be nice to be put up on a pedestal, but The further high up, the higher up you are, the harder you fall. And some of us do need that. Sometimes we're conditioned to only think good things, only think about positive things. Hence, now they have this term, toxic positivity, because, yeah, you want to be positive all the time, and that's great, but it just does not, it won't do you any good in the long run, because you're masking that positivity. Sorry, erase that. Because when you do your best to convince yourself that everything's good when it's not, there's a disparity. There's a disparity between the mind and the heart. So when these two are not in sync, you'll start to notice that things just will not go your way, no matter how hard you try. Our heart gives out little electromagnetic pulses, right? This is the science part. And the universe is all about energy. The universe is all about vibrations. So when you work from a heart space where it is filled with understanding, love, compassion, empathy, respect, these vibrations will translate into the electromagnetic field that surrounds your heart, or that comes from your heart, and then it'll be transmitted out into the universe, and the universe will accept this form of communication. People also say that be careful with the words you speak, because the words you speak, they have power. You can hurt a person physically, and hurt the person. You can hurt a person physically, and the person might get a cut, but the cut will, it'll heal. It'll leave a scar, but it'll heal. Low battery, but it'll heal. But if you say something really horrible, something filled with so much hatred, so much negativity towards a person, those words are going to stay with that person for a very, 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 very long time. You may forget where you get a physical scar from, but you will never forget the hurtful words spoken to you by a loved one, especially. A stranger, but a loved one, yeah. So be careful with the words you speak. And don't forget to ground yourself. I'm an Aquarius, as I mentioned. So people say that we are the smartest zodiac sign. Maybe. I'd like to think so. I think we are all smart in our own way. But astrology aside, no, take it back in. I'm an Aquarian. So I read a lot about Aquarius, right? And they say that Aquarius people think a lot. We're very logical people. We like facts. Things just have to make sense in our heads. And, for a very long time, I functioned like that. that way. Sorry, I functioned that way. I was always, always, always in my head. And only in recent years, with the help of therapy and also actually tarot uh, and spirituality. I'm not religious. I'm Catholic on paper, but I'm not a practicing Catholic. I don't go to church. I just don't practice it. But I am very much in tune with myself. I'm very much in tune with my emotions. I'm very much in tune with the vibrations around me. I'm very sensitive to these kind of things. And these are the things that I hold on to. Only in recent years, I've always had that feeling, but now I am making it a practice. And it has helped ground me in so many ways. And, if you guys can find your outlet, whatever you're comfortable with, then please, by all means, go for it. If you need to meditate, you meditate. If you need to go to church, you go to church. If you need to salat, you go and salat. Do whatever it takes. Do whatever you have to do to achieve peace and center yourself. Make sure your chakras are aligned. Many people these days, a lot of us, a majority of us these days, function from the lower chakras. Your root, your sacral, your solar plexus. These are lower chakras. These are very earthbound chakras. What we want to do is we want to elevate ourselves. We want to start working from the heart space. And then, you move to your throat, and then you move to your third eye, and then your crown. Got a message, sorry. And then eventually, you work all the way up to your crown, and then you come full circle almost. This is why I call my channel the 8th initiative, because there are 7 chakras. And you want to align them all and become you. You are the 8th person. The 8th person in 1. 8th person in 0. The 8th person in infinity. Because that's who we are. We're all infinite beings. We're only here for a short time. But make sure that the time we use while we're here, make sure that the energy that we spend on people, on everything around us is well spent. I've wasted a lot of my energy on people who don't deserve it. And I know people have done so with me too. We all have gone through phases throughout our lives, and we gain people and we lose them too. Do whatever you can to ground yourself, to honor yourself, to give yourself that space to really feel and understand what it is you're here for. Who are you supposed to be? What are you supposed to do? What's your role here in life? What's your role here in the 3D to the masses? What can you do? Are you here to create havoc? Are you here to find peace for yourself? Are you here to heal family relations? What are you here for? Get out of your head. Start going into your heart. your heart is just, it's beating for you. It's waiting for you to just come in and, hey, like, I'm here. Use me. Why are you neglecting me? Your heart is there. It's beating for you every day, but we don't do enough to honor it. We don't do enough to honor each other too. So let's just try to be better for ourselves and for everyone, okay? And with that, I leave you with all these things to feel and ponder on, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for being here again, guys. I love you. Good night.